Pull up, man. Live again. Windows in the background. You know, it's 2 minutes to get everybody in here anyway. Make sure you share this and hit the like button. We got July updates. Everything you need to know to be a better informed. Shout out to everybody that shared that last video too. Shout out to my boy Petey in the building. We got a real one in the building. Let everybody know we. Let everybody know we live, y'all. I'm getting it out right now. Shout out to everybody pulling up. Shout out to the replay. Oh, man, salute. Drop a comment in the comment section so I know that you are in the business, man. Shout out to all the real ones. Okay, y'all. Who we got in the building, man? Shout out to Petey. Okay, the mic. Let me see. It might be because the music was too loud in the background. But anyway, shout out to everybody for pulling up on us, man. We got this out on Twitter now. Now let's drop it on the Facebook. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, go join the Facebook community, private stock market game. We got 6,200 active investors over there, all learning together, growing together, sharing information. Okay. So what I wanted to do in this stream is just go over the latest information. Basically, a lot of the things that Watcher Guru has, been posting over July leading up until now. So I decided to pull it back just until the end of June. We got June 29th on the table right now, just so we can kind of see where the markets have moved from the end of June to where we are right now and kind of try to forecast out to where we'll be in that next time frame. Drop a comment so I know that you're in the building, man. If you're a real one, drop a comment. Let me know you are in the building. Okay, we got that out. And make sure y'all share this stream as well. Get this stream out. Tell everybody to pull up. Okay, yeah, the mic might have been messing up because we had the music playing in the background. Were y'all able to even hear the music, or was it just staticky? Well, shout out to all the real ones pulled up on us. We got some crypto news I wanted to go over. Just so, a lot of people who might have been, not keeping up to date with every single thing that might have happened. You might be on point with everything Shiba Inu, but there's still, things happening on a macro level that you should be informed about. And that's what we're going to talk about in this stream here. So first things first, we ended off June with hearing information about bankrupt exchange FTX beginning the process to relaunch the exchange. The Wall Street Journal reported. Now, we haven't got too much more information on that. We can check real quick. Relaunch. relaunch. We could check real quick, see if we got any latest news on FTX relaunching. But last thing we heard about that, as you can see, was around 2 weeks ago. So the FTT tokens started to soar over 70% in a week on the FTX relaunch rumors. So that's taking place right now. We got people possibly being made whole that were, scammed out of, their cryptocurrency essentially by, trusting it to a janky exchange. But also, so that's a good sign. We got some people, who might be feeling better. We got some money that might be freed up, allowing people to, come and invest into different coins like Shiba Inu. Also, this was a prime example for the market to learn about self-custody. For anybody that doesn't know about your keys, your crypto, or not your keys, not your crypto, then you got a strong lesson to learn. Yes, you can buy coins on these exchanges, but you should always, just to remove that risk of anything happening, transfer those coins that you buy into your own custody, whether you use a ledger, whether you use a Trezor, or any of the numerous other cold wallets. You need a cold wallet. That way, if worst case scenario, whatever exchange you're using goes bankrupt, you still have your crypto funds. That's very, very important. I've seen a lot of people get taken out the game by, and I'm talking about $1 million accounts, be taken out of the game by losing it to an exchange that, end up going under. So y'all don't want to fall in that same boat. Please do your due diligence on cold wallets and why it's important to use them. If an exchange decides to go bankrupt and your funds are in your cold wallet, they can't touch that. They can't do anything with that. But if your funds are on their exchange, they can say, hey, we're taking these funds as a part of our, bankruptcy. So just watch out for that. But also just then, UK passes a bill to recognize crypto as regulated financial activity in the country. So that's another positive catalyst that we got right there. Now just add them up real quick. Look at how the market, look at where it's heading. Look at how it's heating up. So also, that's a big deal. The United Kingdom to pass a bill saying that crypto is now regulated. That's a major step because we haven't had that yet in the United States. So we're seeing places like China, the UK, taking the initiative to move forward with crypto. I'm pretty sure the US isn't going to want to sit back for too long and not, take part in that because, it's crypto is the revolution. It will eventually change the entire world of how, countries interact with each other, when it comes to finances and things. And the US always wants to be a leader in whatever it is. So they're not going to sit back and watch the UK get ahead or, watch them start to pass all these legislations without them wanting to throw their hat in the race as well. So, it's bullish overall for cryptocurrencies as more and more nations open up and accept it as a regulated, investment. But shout out to everybody. We got 23 people in the building right now. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let everybody know you in the building supporting the stream. Appreciate all y'all in here, man. Shout out to Harlan. Shout out to Essence. Shout out to O'Gilly. I see y'all in the building, man. But let's keep going with this. So also we got news, and this is just closing off June. Remember, we're going from June till, really the beginning of July to where we are right now. But we just went back into June one day just to see some of the things taking place. So President Biden says he's going to make the tax system fair by eliminating loopholes for crypto traders. So, I'm not sure what he means by that. Let's take a look at this article real quick. I don't like when they say things like that because it's like it's a million other loopholes that could be closed versus if you just want to make the tax system fair. But, that's not the focus right there. And this could just be something that, is grabbing a lot of attention. Certain campaigns or things that, the presidents or politicians say they want to go after, those can just, be like little phrases or little hot terms that, if they use them, they'll get more support for the time being. But let's see what he has to say. So President Biden, in light of his upcoming campaign, has made a promise regarding the crypto industry and traders. According to the current president, he will work on making current tax system fair by eliminating loopholes for crypto traders. So President Biden previously tweeted that the loophole was costing the government $18 billion in lost tax revenue. This loophole has allowed crypto traders to evade taxes for some time. We're going to make it fair by eliminating loopholes for crypto traders, hedge fund managers, the president said Wednesday, according to a transcript released by the White House. So President Biden had previously mentioned wanting to close crypto loopholes in May. His official Twitter account tweeted that Congress should close tax loopholes that help wealthy crypto investors, which was estimated about $18 billion in lost tax revenue. This was one of his exceptions to accepting a debt deal during the U.S. default crisis. So the crypto loophole in question likely refers to the fact that traders can sell and repurchase cryptocurrency within short windows without incurring a higher tax rate. President Biden will likely explain his plan to crack down on crypto trades more throughout the campaign trail. Following President Biden's comment, Bitcoin fell 1.3% to just under 30,000. BTC currently makes up over half of the current crypto market. However, it has since rallied back north of 30,500. So this is interesting here. So it sounds like the problem the president is having, he's saying, with the fact that people can sell it, that is the fact that traders can sell and repurchase currency within short windows without incurring a higher tax rate. So this doesn't sound, I could be mistaken, but so far this doesn't sound like I don't want to say the president doesn't know what he's talking about, because I mean, obviously he do. I must just don't know what I'm talking about. But there's something called capital gains tax, and there's short-term capital gains tax. And when you're, even as a day trader, if any of y'all familiar with that, when you sell and buy again, you still are charged on every single sale that you make when it comes to any profit you made. Even if you're technically not in the profit, you still can be charged taxes for each sale that you make. So I'm not sure why he's saying traders can sell and repurchase cryptocurrency within short windows without incurring a higher tax rate, because short-term capital gains tax is a thing. So, that's basically if you're holding an asset for, I believe, less than 1 year, if you're, trading within that frame, then you get hit with a higher tax rate. So I'm not sure what he's talking about right there, but salute to Just Me 360 in the building. Shout out to everybody who pulled up on us. Drop a comment if you're in the building right now rocking with the stream. But let's see what else we got here. So Fidelity official files for spot Bitcoin ETF. So this is important too to take note of, because right now we see the SEC. I feel like, a lot of people have been getting on the heels of the SEC and letting them know, like, Gary Gensler, you almost up out of there, buddy. We tired of you playing games. We tired of you not, giving us any clarity to, the guidelines of how, proper crypto companies should operate. So Fidelity official files for spot Bitcoin ETF, and now we're starting to see, that pressure from the SEC, being taken into account, because they're starting to acknowledge these different applications. So following earlier reports of the application process, $4.2 trillion asset manager Fidelity has officially filed for a spot Bitcoin ETF. The firm was expected to file with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission this week, with the filing officially being made today. The move follows similar action taken by fellow asset manager giant BlackRock. The development showcases two traditional finance entities delving into the digital asset sector. How the SEC reacts to the filing will be vital to observe in the coming weeks. So Fidelity Spot Bitcoin ETF filing becomes official. Over the last 2 weeks, a host of traditional finance entities have sought entry into the digital asset sector. Initially, BlackRock shocked the industry when it announced its intention to file for a Bitcoin ETF. Subsequently, another asset management Titan was expected to make a similar filing, which has come to fruition today. So now Fidelity has officially filed for a spot Bitcoin ETF. The documents reveal that the filing was made today, with initial reports of its arrival earlier this week. Moreover, the filing is certainly poised to have a positive impact on the Bitcoin price in the coming days. Now, this is bullish because this moves more institutional money into crypto. We still have a lot of money that's sitting on the sidelines that have yet to feel safe about investing into crypto. So, once we get some type of regulatory clarity, some guidelines to follow where these institutions or, institutional money can start to flow into crypto, I think that's going to just by itself double the cryptocurrency market cap, the overall market cap. Right now, we're sitting around that 1.22 trillion level. I think with that side money that comes in, that could easily get us to, 2.5, 2, or 2.2, 2.5, trillion dollar market cap. Because just think about it. There's people whose full-time job is figuring out where to invest money. Right now, crypto kind of has like this yellow tape around it, because a lot of people are afraid to touch it when it comes to sophisticated investors, meaning like accredited investors. Yes, there are some that will buy into crypto, on their own, fun time, but they won't be able to do it through some of their funds that they usually use. And as we get closer to, filings like what we see happening right now becoming accepted, that's waking more institutional money up, letting them know, okay, it is now safe to start to invest into cryptocurrency. So yeah, I'm super bullish on, what we see taking place right now as far as that. Also, we got Ron DeSantis, which is the Florida governor, says he will abolish the IRS if elected president in 2024. So, Obviously that sounds good to, a lot of people, but I'm curious, on what else he said, or what else does this mean? So he says IRS is a corrupt organization. Apart from abolishing the Revenue Service statutory body, the presidential candidate also seeks to shut down three other agencies: education, commerce, and energy. In a recent interview with Fox News, DeSantis said, if Congress will work with me on doing that, we'll be able to reduce the size and scope of government. If Congress won't go that far, I'm going to use those agencies to push back against woke ideology and against the leftism that we see creeping into all institutions of American life. So DeSantis is looking forward to fundamentally reconstitutionalizing the government. Further elaborating on the same, he added, we talked about draining the swamp in 2016. That didn't happen. I think the better analogy is breaking the swamp. Well, this is not the first instance where DeSantis has outrightly stated that he'll abolish the IRS. Talking on the Dana Show in May, DeSantis branded the IRS to be a corrupt organization. He went on to add that Americans need something totally different, and thus he'd not hesitate to sign a measure that would eliminate the IRS out of the equation. So that's interesting. I don't think they're just going to allow that to happen. Like, if what's really going on with the IRS and, Federal Reserve and, who's all behind that, central banks and things like that. I don't want to get too deep on the conspiracy tip, but I don't think they're just going to let him, let that rock like that. That would be very, very interesting if that was to take place. And then he did say, replacing it with something else. So also we need to, make sure what he wants to replace it with is not something that could be even worse. So let's see what else we got here. So Credit Mutuel bank office burned down by protesters in France. So here's a look at that video right here. I'm not going to play the sound just in case it's copyrighted, but that's interesting. A lot of people around the world are getting upset with the banks. This one, I'm not sure what level this one is, but obviously, they pissed some people off. So let's take a quick peek at this article, see, why are people burning down these banks so we can, be more informed. So following consistent civil unrest in the country in recent days, a Credit Mutuel bank office has been burned down by protesters in France. The development follows consistent civil action nationwide after a teenager was fatally shot by police earlier this week. Now the Credit Mutuel office has seen protesters force entry and set the building ablaze. Subsequently, recent statements from President Emmanuel Macron have condemned the actions. In a statement to the public, he said, nothing justifies violence in reaction to protesters. So I wonder why did they target this bank, because of that. So the country of France has undergone several days of protests that have left hundreds apprehended by authorities. The development was derived from a fatal shooting of a teenager. Moreover, the protests have taken place throughout the country with no end in sight. Now that civil action has culminated in the destruction of one bank building today, specifically the Credit Mutuel bank office has been burned down by protesters in France. What is the third straight day of protests that have swept the country? CNN reported that more than 400 civilians were arrested. Sheesh. On Thursday. Subsequently, France has utilized its elite police force raid in various cities across the country, specifically in Bordeaux, Lyon, Roubaix, I'm not sure how to say that, Marseille, and Lille. The deployment was reportedly enacted to help contain the actions taken by protesters. Credit Mutuel is a French bank that is one of the top 5 largest in the country. Moreover, it consistently serves more than 30 million customers nationwide. Recently surfaced video shows the building on fire with protesters surrounding the rubble remnants. Thereafter, the nation's fire department is seen attempting to calm the flames. The story is still developing, and we don't know yet the extent of damage. We do not know if anyone was harmed. So interesting. Doesn't appear that it's anything banking or crypto related. I guess it just the bank happened to be in a I guess a location where they were gathering, and probably that was just looked at as the biggest thing to burn down. It would possibly send a statement. I guess I'm not sure what was behind that. But SEC says spot Bitcoin ETF filings are inadequate. So remember that time where a lot of different companies were filing these, or firms were filing these applications, and the SEC was basically just denying application after application after application, just basically saying that they weren't sufficient enough. Basically saying too that they had to have, I don't remember the term the SEC used for it, but basically whoever's filing these applications, they need to have an oracle or like an authority over them, like a Coinbase, for instance, in order to, because the problem the SEC has is with these firms reporting the prices of crypto assets. Now, the SEC believes, there's too much opportunity for manipulation to take place if, these companies themselves are allowed to report what the prices are. So the SEC is essentially saying you need some type of authority over you, some type of oracle service who we can trust that accurately reflects the crypto prices, and you'll be using those prices versus going off what you say the prices are. Because just think about it. If they're charging their customers $40,000 for Bitcoin when Bitcoin is only at 30,000, that leaves a lot of room for, manipulation. So I could understand that right there. But, now that they're providing this clarity, it's giving these companies the opportunity to say, okay, this is what y'all want. Well, this is what we'll do. So we've seen some of the first few ones say that they would be using like Coinbase, I believe it was, as their like authority or overseer or whatever it's called. But also, U.S. Supreme Court rejects Biden's student loan debt forgiveness plan. So we've seen that fall short. $430 billion in student loan debt. That did not go through. They're talking about a new path now. So President Biden announces a new path to cancel $430 billion in student loan debt under the Higher Education Act of 1965. So they're still working on that. But also, major milestone for Apple. Apple became the first company in history to close above a $3 trillion market cap. Think about that. That is absolutely massive. No other company has done that before. So just think about that. Apple's market cap is what, basically the all-time cryptocurrency market cap was sitting at. That's wild when you think about it. So just in, President Biden, we talked about that one. So 4.2 trillion Fidelity names Coinbase as SSA counterpart in updated spot Bitcoin ETF filing. So that's what we were talking about. Fidelity naming Coinbase as their, I'm not sure what the SSA abbreviation is, but basically their authority, who they'll get their prices from. And then also just in, IRS orders Kraken crypto exchange to turn over its users' information. So we might be seeing, some things shake up over there at Kraken. If you are using the Kraken exchange, don't mean to fudge you, but I would not be leaving my funds just, over there. Now, everything could be fine over there on the Kraken exchange, but I'm just letting y'all know this is usually what we start to see. We start to see some type of issues, and then eventually they say everything's fine. And next thing you know, the exchange is bankrupt. So now hopefully they don't go bankrupt, but I just, want y'all to be prepared or, not get caught up in that. So shout out to Petey coming through with the super chat. He said, remember, the elite run the government, the exchange that had crypto. I believe they are going to convert all assets to Bitcoin so that the elites can catch up. Hey, I don't disagree with you there. It's a possibility. Shout out to everybody else on the stream. Drop a comment if y'all want to add some feedback. Also, make sure you share the stream as well. But let's see what else we got here. So also, if y'all haven't heard, Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg accepted a fight with each other. I'm not sure if it's official yet, but they both talked about they would be willing to go head to head and actually, hand combat with each other inside of a ring. So, people start speculating on this. We start seeing videos of Elon Musk training, seeing videos of Mark Zuckerberg training MMA. And, this is actually pretty funny because Mark Zuckerberg is actually a black belt, if I'm not mistaken, in jiu-jitsu. So that would be, pretty cool to see. And also, Elon Musk didn't, I don't think he has as much experience as Mark Zuckerberg, but he does have him in size, I believe, but technique, sometimes will, beat size. But, it's interesting. I seen Elon, training. He didn't look too bad there. He looked like he, really got in there and took it serious that he could have some potential. And, it's still, I don't believe it's going to be striking. I think it will most likely be like grappling or something like that. But it would be interesting if they actually did box it out. That would be cool too. But they're talking about holding this fight at the Coliseum. The actual Italian government said that they would greenlight this if Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk wanted to fight in the Coliseum. Isn't that wild, y'all? That is absolutely crazy to think about. So they think they gladiators right now. But Elon Musk says unverified Twitter users will be limited to viewing 300 to 600 tweets per day. So have you been seeing less tweets on Twitter and you're not verified? And this may be why. Now, obviously, a lot of people weren't in agreement with this. I didn't agree with this, but, obviously it's for a reason. He says to address extreme levels of data scraping and system manipulation, we've applied the following temporary limits. Verified accounts are limited to reading 6,000 posts a day, unverified accounts to 600 posts a day, and new unverified accounts 300 posts a day. So this so what it looks like is Elon doesn't want people just taking all this information from Twitter, because you can create bots like spiders that crawl the page and just basically download all this information from each and every single Twitter post, and people can use this information to create apps to, you know, use for business opportunities, to sell the information, to analyze it for, you know, studies. And Elon wants to slow that down. You know, I'm sure his plan is to eventually open up something where you can pay for full access to it, because Elon is a you know, he's a businessman at the end of the day. But we got Justin Bieber's $1.3 million Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT is now only worth $59,000. Sheesh. So take a look at this one right here. Justin Bieber purchased this Bored Ape NFT January 2022 for $1.31 million. Today it's worth $59,000. Ouch. That's the name of the game, though. This is why, you know, I am a person that's bullish on the space overall, but I definitely believe in taking profits, or, you know, selling some, you know, because you never know what's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, maybe, you know, he expected this to be worth 10 million, or maybe he's still fine holding this and he's going to continue to hold it until, you know, the price goes back up. It's definitely possible in the next bull run that this collection reclaims this, you know, its all-time high. So I'm not, you know, too worried about Justin Bieber's losses. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he's not worried about $1 million either like that. But, you know, it's just interesting to see. So, you know, if you were somebody on the outside looking in, this is an absolute steal to think about what this could be worth again one day. Now, obviously, it would have been better to get them at launch, you know, all that. But 59,000, less than 60K to have $1 million NFT that was bought for 1.3 million. Don't sound too bad, man. I know it's a high purchase, but for those that have it, that might be a risk that, you know, they are willing to take, especially, you know, think about it, under 60K, and then the bull market comes and let's just say the collection floor price shoots back up to 350,000, you know, 400,000, you know, that's some easy money right there. So just then, 650 billion asset manager Bernstein says SEC is likely to approve a spot Bitcoin ETF. So spot Bitcoin ETF approval by SEC fairly high, says Bernstein. So we're seeing, you know, the SEC being squeezed or backed into that corner where they have to finally start, you know, giving us the green light on, you know, pushing crypto forward. So this is just a really bullish time. You know, I'm excited to be a part of the space during this time. So also BlackRock includes Coinbase SSA and spot Bitcoin ETF refiling. So BlackRock is not letting up. BlackRock has so many, you know, influential people a part of it, you know, involved with it, that, you know, if they want to really work something, especially if the SEC is forced to be fair and open and, you know, give them the guidelines, that BlackRock will get it done. So, and think about that, $9 trillion in their management. Imagine once they start to get into the crypto space deeper and deeper, you know, how much do you think of this 9 trillion? Really, they last research, they had over 10 trillion, but it might be down to 9 right now. But how much do you think of this can go into crypto? Even if it was 1 trillion, you know, on top of all the bullishness, if 1 trillion gets added to the crypto market, just, you know, from one of these asset managers, I'm telling you, the crypto is going to go bonkers. And, you know, there's going to be a ton of people on the sidelines who also start to throw money in as well, as they see, you know, $1 trillion injected into the crypto space. So we are already, you know, on our own, you know, have reached 3 trillion all-time high. So I could see, you know, crypto being easily around 5 trillion, you know, 6-7 trillion during this next bull run, once it's in full effect. So it's really some exciting times right now, y'all. We are right before these things start to take off. Not sure how long the right before is, but I know we're right before those times. We see a lot of things adding up. But let's see what else we got here. Shout out to everybody else. Like I said, drop a comment in the stream if you're rocking with us. Shout out to C. John in the building. He said, when do you think she will explode? This month, this next month, or next year? Now, I think it's a possibility for us to see some nice breakouts during the release of Shibarium. That's what, you know, I'm hoping during August that we see something nice. Now, obviously, do I think it's going to go to all-time high prices just because of the release of Shibarium? No, I don't. I think it's going to take a culmination of all the positive news that we've been reading throughout this stream to come together and, you know, help. And then we can go to our previous all-time high and potentially make new all-time highs. So I'm bullish, though, even if it takes, you know, till 2024, because overall, I think the overall crypto market is going to explode in 2024. You got to think, we got the Bitcoin halving coming up. We got 2024 elections coming up. You know, those are two major market movers right there. The election and the Bitcoin halving affect crypto very heavy. So, just buckle up, y'all. Be ready for this ride. It's going to start to happen quickly. It's going to be a very big move to the upside, which is going to make a lot of people afraid. A lot of people are going to wake up happy, but a lot of people are going to be afraid because they didn't prepare themselves during this time, and they're going to see the price up so high that they're going to be nervous because they're going to want to wait for the prices to pull back. And then what we're going to see happen is the market shoot up again, where it puts, prices even further out of reach. And now it's making people buy in at an even higher price. This is how it plays out time and time again. So, just be prepared, have your strategy together, man. But federal judge blocks Biden's admin from contacting social media companies to censor information. Sheesh. So the president's administration trying to reach out to social media companies and have them be quiet about certain things. I don't know, y'all. There's been a lot of things going on with his son. I can see, there being some things he doesn't want to be spread or, going viral. So I can see it's a possibility. But Valkyrie files for spot Bitcoin ETF, includes Coinbase SSA. So you see all these different asset managers that are filing for this Bitcoin ETF. They're all at this point using Coinbase as their SSA. I'm not sure what it stands for. I don't remember off the top, but it basically means their authority or their oracle for pricing. Basically, someone other than themselves to report the price, because the SEC doesn't trust them. And I wouldn't trust these companies either to, report the price themselves to their customers, because they could just charge a higher rate, just like a Bitcoin ATM, for instance. Bitcoin right now, 30,322. You go to a Bitcoin ATM, they might be charging you, 35,000 per Bitcoin, making you exchange at that rate. So, definitely think that's important. But Twitter granted 3 money transmitter licenses for U.S. payment services. So in the U.S. So interesting there. Twitter looks like it has some type of payment solution coming to Twitter where you could possibly, send funds and, do a lot of the crypto related things on Twitter itself. So I expect Twitter to, get a lot bigger as well with this, because think about how many people are already using Twitter, familiar with it. And then if it adds this money service, this might, take a lot of the market share from services like PayPal, Cash App, things in that lane. But Jim Cramer's Instagram is a really terrific product. Twitter is awful. So he just threw a shot at Twitter for some reason. I'm not sure. Let's see what he says. No. So interesting there. Obviously there's something going on in the background, the reason why he would, take that strong stance, because it's not like Twitter is just that bad, to just say Instagram, the spectrum is Instagram is terrific and Twitter is awful. Like it ain't that serious now. But BlackRock CEO says crypto is digital gold, BTC, an international asset. So look how these fund managers for a $10 trillion company is saying Bitcoin is digital gold, y'all. Y'all better connect the dots, man. I hope you have some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, some long-term holds for cryptocurrency for, the next 5-10 years plus, because the market, shows us that every bull market, we reach new levels. So right now with our all-time high Bitcoin being 68,000, a lot of people are speculating a $250,000 Bitcoin in this next bull cycle, even to $1 million Bitcoin. Eventually, I do believe Bitcoin will be $1 million per coin one day. So, imagine if you have a half a Bitcoin, a quarter Bitcoin, even one Bitcoin, whatever that number is, you just want to have some Bitcoin for when that time comes. So, how it started versus how it's going. So BlackRock CEO Larry Fink calls Bitcoin an index of money laundering. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink calls Bitcoin an index of money laundering. And then crypto is digitizing gold, and Bitcoin has the power to revolutionize finance, BlackRock CEO says. So they're basically showing you how the transformation goes from one, he went, what time was this? This was October 2017, October 13th, 2017. The same CEO was saying Bitcoin is an index of money laundering. And then July 6, 2023, so about 6 years later, 5 to 6 years later, he's saying crypto is digital gold and Bitcoin has the power to revolutionize finance. This is why you got to be careful listening to, the big wigs, the head honchos at the top of a lot of these companies, because what they'll be doing is telling you one thing and loading up, at on another time. Think about it. October 2017, that was bear market time. So, they're scaring people away, while they, doing one thing with one hand, the other hand buying Bitcoin, telling you it's bad, as bad, as bad, while they're secretly buying it. And then, when things come out and, it starts to take off, or, the market grows to a point of, they just can't deny it anymore. And all of a sudden it's digital gold. So keep that in mind, y'all. Shout out to PD coming through with the other super chat. He says, Bitcoin is very expensive, so leash is the next best. I definitely am bullish on leash. If y'all been following the stream, I talked about how leash is essentially Shiba Inu's Bitcoin. And think about it. Right now, you can get a leash for like around $420, and leashes around all-time highs were like 8,000. So think about that. Being able to grab one for $400 right now, even if you had to wait 1 year, 2 years, which I don't even think it'll take that long. I just think it'll happen whenever the next bull market comes in full effect. But being able to, let's say if you could set aside a couple $400 to grab a couple leashes, and then each one of those leashes turn into, 8,000, plus. And this is obviously, none of this is financial advice, because, not saying it's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball here, but I'm just saying that we go off of history, and you can't always go off of history either, because just because something was one price before doesn't mean it'll be that price again. But with the Shiba Inu team constantly developing, constantly building, I think leash will reclaim those levels. I think Shiba Inu will reclaim all-time high and go even beyond that as well. But yeah, definitely grab some leash, man. Salute everybody in the building, man. We got Super Trump 24, we got C John, we got Blunt, we got Mr. Hat, we got PD in the building, we got Crypto Home 777, Billy Low in the building, Essence, salute Harlan in the building. Man, I see some of the OGs to the channel here as well, man. Appreciate all y'all. Make sure y'all drop a comment in the building so I can take attendance, man. I'm taking attendance. You want to be in the comment section, because when I do giveaways, things like that, I'm going to be going for the names that I recognize the most. If you've seen some of my streams, from before, you notice the names that I'm most familiar with. Those are some of the people who, ended up as winners for whatever the giveaways could have been. So, just, congregate in the chat. Let everybody know you're here rocking with us. But also we got JP Morgan Bitcoin ETF approval unlikely to transform crypto market. So Bitcoin ETF approval unlikely to transform crypto market. So JP Morgan hating on us right now. They obviously don't want the crypto market to, really take off. They want to get themselves the opportunity to be able to load up their bags or get in a better position. And then they're going to start to come out and say, crypto is the new digital gold, just like we seen right here with BlackRock in 2017 saying, index of money laundering to now it's digital gold. It's going to be the same thing with JP Morgan, y'all. So we don't even got to read that article. But Robert F. Kennedy Jr. records a record shows he owns up to 250,000 in Bitcoin. So the president bullish on Bitcoin, or the presidential candidate bullish on Bitcoin. Just in, president candidate owns up to 250,000 in Bitcoin. Financial records reveal. Buying Bitcoin at 30 cents in 2010. So here was a way right here on CoinPal. Let's take a look at this video, y'all. This is for the history. This is for, this is for nostalgia purposes. This is just for, for the culture, y'all. Crazy. 30 cents per Bitcoin, y'all. You hear me correctly. 30 cents. My best friend told me about Bitcoin when it was 11 cents, y'all, and I didn't listen to him. That's why I go so hard now. How many Bitcoin do you own? Imagine buying 10 Bitcoin for $3. I wonder if he still has that address. Look at this fee, y'all. Look at this total. Bitcoin, 10 Bitcoin at 30 cents. Purchase price $3 for 10 Bitcoin. Sheesh. Now Bitcoin is sitting at 30,000. It was 30 cents. Now it's 30,000. Ain't it crazy? This is why you have to give it time. This is why you have to be prepared to go through, the journey of investing. That's why it's called investing, y'all. PayPal fees, only 39 cents. Convenience fee, less than a penny. Wait, no, 9 cents. So total fee for 10 Bitcoin, $3.48. Sheesh. Absolutely crazy to even think about that, y'all. But yeah, man, this is it makes me happy when I see these times, because I remember seeing Bitcoin at 11 cent, y'all. I really do. I remember my best friend, he literally told me about it. He like, bro, let's put $100 in this stuff called Bitcoin. I'm like, what? Bitcoin? I'm like, dude, that sounds like a scam. I never heard of, like, you got to remember, this was when, before, now we have banking apps, we have Cash App, we have PayPal app, we have all these different apps that you can use where you can look on your phone and just, see your money on there. This was before that time really kicked in. Now this was right in the midst of that time ushering in. But now, we're used to seeing money on, the phone. But at that time, it just didn't sound real to me. I'm like, so I give them my money and my money's just floating around somewhere, on the blockchain. It was like, nah. But you hard head make a soft, what. So, we had to get it together, y'all. But let's play this. That was about 2009 or 2010. I can't remember exactly. It was right in that. It was right, maybe 2010, but it could have been 2009 as well. So he's showing that he's walking through the process of buying his Bitcoin. He got his Bitcoin for $3.40. He bought 10 Bitcoin, $3.48. Crazy times, man. Crazy times. And look at how, I don't want to add in here real quick. Notice how it looks kind of like, well, now obviously times have changed, but it looks like older. It doesn't look too complex. It looks like it doesn't look too, secure. It doesn't look too, trustworthy, but that's, you got to look at things as they're in their infancy. You got to be able to recognize something that's early and something that's, growing and has potential. Because if you were at this time realizing what Bitcoin's potential was, are sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars. Even if I would have listened to my friend and put in $100 at that time, at one point, that $100 would have been worth like almost $100 million. So just really do your due diligence and understand things. Don't write things off just because you're not familiar with it or just because you don't understand it all the way. Go get some understanding before you actually make that decision, because you could be missing out on $100 million, y'all. So don't be like me and wait, years and years and keep seeing, Bitcoin go past this number, past that number, and keep saying, oh, I'm too late. I missed it at this number. I missed it at that number, before you finally wake up and say, you know what? Okay, now it's better than ever. Let's get involved. But let's see what else. So he has his Bitcoin for $3.48, 10 Bitcoin, y'all. So BRICS versus G7 GDP purchasing power parity. So showing in 2021. So Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. So you see they're rising right now as we getting closer and closer to today's time. And BRICS officially crossed G7 in 20, what was it, 13? I mean, 2023. Okay. So fun fact, Bitcoin has larger market cap than Bank of America and Bank of China combined. And now BRICS India to overtake US as second largest economy. Sheesh. So India over there growing right now. You see them doing their thing. They're making a lot of moves, on the in the world chess game right now. Standard Chartered pushes Bitcoin prediction to 120,000. So you see some of these predictions, people throwing out $120,000 Bitcoin. Imagine when that happens. Former SEC chair says Bitcoin ETF should be approved. So someone who held that position before, who understands, what should be accepted, what shouldn't be accepted, they're saying that, we should see this ETF, take place. And then also we got Microsoft wins U.S. court approval to acquire Activision, Blizzard company. So one of the largest gaming companies we've seen. We got Microsoft putting in the bid for them. So that's big right there. Also, we got Bank of America ordered to pay $250 million for legal fees. And this is crazy when I seen this. So the reason why they got charged this $250 million fine was for charging illegal fees and opening credit card accounts without customer consent. Think about that. One of the largest banks in the world opening up credit card accounts without his customers' permission. That is absolutely crazy to think about, y'all. So also we got U.S. inflation rate falls to 3% below expected levels. So right now it's at 3% and it's lower than what people thought it would be. So that's a good sign right there. We got inflation going down. That would help, people become more, money become cheaper, it'll just get people more excited about, having free money to put, towards investing or more speculative assets. Because when inflation is high, it costs more to buy everything. And people aren't trying to buy risky assets for, when money is inflated. So just in, former Celsius CEO Alex Mashinsky has been arrested on fraud. So, another, large project in the space, Celsius. This is why, you want to do your due diligence. Not saying, I have anything just negative to say about it because I don't know what happened with this. But this is why you don't just trust these exchanges. This is why you don't just trust these crypto CEOs. You have to do your own due diligence and protect yourself. So your first Bitcoin ETF to go live after 1 year delay. So we got Europe rolling out those ETFs. We got the United States about to start rolling out the ETFs. So you see what's happening to the crypto market. We're warming up. We're getting hotter. We're getting closer and closer towards that world acceptance. So also, judge ruled one of the biggest headlines of July, probably this year. U.S. judge rules that Ripple's XRP is not a security. So no longer will, Ripple be, scrutinized or, taken down from Coinbase. Actually, Coinbase relisted it, which was super bullish right there. But a U.S. judge saying that it's not a security was bullish for the entire space, because now a lot of other assets that people might have been afraid of, turning out to be a security, they can, be invested in now. So we started to see, Cardano go up, Solana go up, Matic go up, a lot of these coins that were on the SEC's hit list. And then also, just in, Ripple's XRP soared 30% right after a U.S. judge ruled it's not a security. And then after that, it went up by 50%. And then it ended up, in one day, I seen it up like 75%. So, super bullish right there. We got Gemini Exchange, I believe, thinking about relisting XRP as well. So, as XRP gets listed on more exchanges, it's going to be bullish overall for the coin. So Federal Reserve President James Bullard to resign in August. So getting some, out with the old, in with the new. I'm not really sure. I'm not too familiar on him though. But Gemini considers relisting Ripple XRP. Coinbase to relist Ripple XRP. Trading now live on XRP on Coinbase. And then we got Australia receives first spot Bitcoin ETF application. Notice the entire world doing it. UK, US, Australia. It's gonna start happening everywhere. So SEC acknowledges Bitcoin ETF applications from Fidelity and more. So they finally have acknowledged them versus just saying that they're insufficient. And we also got SEC acknowledges BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF application. So you can see right here, notice a filing proposed rule to change to list and trade shares of the iShares Bitcoin Trust under NASDAQ Rule 5711, commodity-based trust shares. Comments due 21 days after publication in the Federal Register. So we can see that right here. And then BlackRock CEO says crypto will transcend international currencies. Remember, this is the same dude who said that, it was basically Bitcoin was a money laundering scam, or basically for money laundering in 2017 to 2023, saying it's digital gold. It'd be crazy. I mean, yeah, you could change your mind, after times, but that's why you shouldn't just sometimes go so hard on something before you actually understand what it is. So, but I'm bullish on that though, saying that it will transcend international currencies due to global demand. That's big. It's going to be bigger than any global currency. because people are going to be willing to accept Bitcoin. You'll be able to send Bitcoin across the world without having to worry about conversion rates and things like that. Bitcoin is the same price for me over here in Las Vegas as it is for, somebody in, you know, New York or, Australia or, whatever. It's all the same. And, the only fees you pay is to the exchange or wherever you're, trading it. So presidential candidate Ron DeSantis says the Federal Reserve wants to get rid of cash and cryptocurrency. Interesting. Let's take a listen to this. So, so remember the saying, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy or something like that. That's from the World Economic Fund. This is who he's talking about, or World Economic Forum. That's who he's talking about. These people trying to basically have full control, over everything. If this CBDC, whatever it is, rolls out, they essentially have control over, more of our, they just have more insight to what we're deciding to do with our money, which can at the end boil down to control. Because now if you're buying things with this government crypto, they can essentially track and analyze everything that you're doing. They could essentially stop it, block it, do all these different things that you can't do with traditional dollars. So don't really want to, I'm not too bullish on that right there. But weekly recap: U.S. judge rules Ripple XRP not a security. U.S. inflation falls to 3%, lower than expectations. Europe to launch first spot Bitcoin ETF this month. Former SEC chairman says spot Bitcoin ETF should be approved. Coinbase relists XRP. $9 trillion asset manager BlackRock CEO says crypto will transcend international currencies due to global demand. SEC acknowledges BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF application. SEC acknowledges Fidelity, Van Eck, Wisdom Tree, and Invesco spot Bitcoin ETF applications. Bank of America ordered to pay $250 million for charging legal fees and opening credit card accounts without customer consent. And then Australian Securities and Exchange receives its first spot Bitcoin ETF application. So a lot of major headlines, in the crypto news lately. And then they dropped a funny meme here of 30K Bitcoin in 2022 versus 30K Bitcoin in 2023. At that time, it dropping down from where, it came down to. Everybody was, it was real rough times. But right now, people kind of grateful for seeing that 30K level and it holding at the moment. And then Janet Yellen sending billions to Ukraine, single best thing to do, best way to boost global economy. Now, I'm not even going to look into that. I don't understand how sending billions of dollars to Ukraine is the single best way to boost the global economy. Maybe just, they're going to spend the money so that, them spending the money buying things here, it just makes everybody make money. But yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, that looks like that's our update for crypto news as far as the markets go. We can take a quick look at the prices. Shout out to everybody in this stream. Drop a comment if you rocked with us this stream. Also, make sure you hit that like button. Shout out to the replay gang as well that'll be watching this later. So we're sitting at a $1.21 trillion market cap. Yes, we reached some bull territory. We reached where it could be looking like the early stages of a bull market. If we look back from, 6 months from now and we look back to this point, we can say, okay, it was easily able to see that, we were in the, the beginning of the bull market. But, I'm really, going to be excited when the $1.5 trillion, market cap levels hit that $1.75 trillion market cap level, because I know that's the fuel we're going to need to really roll us over and really take us to new heights in the space where, we're seeing all the assets that we're holding making new all-time highs and whatnot. So Bitcoin at 30,281, Ethereum at 1924. We got XRP just overtook BNB, y'all. Absolutely crazy. XRP just overtook BNB for the number 4 spot at 75 cents, up 3.9% on the day, up 61% for the week, and market cap of $39 billion. BNB at $37 billion market cap, sitting at 243. We got Solana at 27.98, Cardano at 31 cents, Doge at 6 cents, Tron at 7 cents, Matic at 76 cents, Litecoin at 93.20, DOT at 5.33, Avalanche at 14.36, BCH at 2.53. And then we got Shiba Inu at 18th place by market cap, sitting at that 7891 level, down 3.3% in the last 24 hours. So, market's just playing around with everybody right now, just basically trading sideways, giving us a little bit, taking a little bit, getting people exhausted, trying to shake the weak hands loose, people who can't continue to hold on, getting them to liquidate positions and whatnot before it actually takes off. But let's check out some of these comments. If y'all got any questions in the for the stream, drop it in the comment section. Also, we got Shiba Inu, Shibarium coming up. Going to be a major time, a historic time for the Shiba Inu army. We've been waiting for this for almost 2 years now, maybe even more than 2 years. So yeah, the time has come. Shibarium next month, less than 30 days away. We never know what we're going to see. It's a complete 30 days from here. The markets can, do something extravagant. Imagine if we start getting all these applications pushed through. Imagine if we start seeing more venture capitalist money flow in, institutional money flow in. We can be, talking about, like I said, a $40,000 Bitcoin. But yeah, Shibarium coming to take Shiba Inu and Bone and Leash, to the moon. Really, y'all better have some Shiba Inu token, but also have some Bone token as well. So it could, because we could get one of those situations where hopefully it's not that, but let's just say Bone ends up pumping only by itself and Shiba Inu doesn't receive any of that sympathy. Then you're going to want to have a bag of Bone as well. So shout out to C John. He said it could be a massive for crypto this year, most definitely. Shout out to Blunt in the building. Shout out to Super Trump said DeMarco bought more sheep, 210 million. Okay, that's what's up, bro. Blunt said, can't lie, I'm more hyped by Bone. I own more of it than sheep now. And I'm not mad at you for that, man. It looks like the team has, really focused on Bone a lot. So, I wouldn't blame anybody if they felt, their Bone bag wanted to rival the Shiba bag. So Freeze said, what up, bro? Salute, man. Just over here, keeping everybody updated with everything going on. And then shout out to Chosen One of God said, what's up, chat? Salute. Essence says, is this the Freeze? I know. Destructive Goggles says, hello, future millionaires. Appreciate you pulling up on us. Sheep going up 50% this week. Man, that would be marvelous. That would be excellent if we can get that to play out like that. Blunt says, only 6% of Shiba owners hold Bone. What's crazy to me? Yeah, that is crazy. I didn't know it was that low. Shout out to Jay-Z in the building, man. Salute to a real one. Also, shout out to Mr. Hat said, what was she tweet about burning 5 trillion a month? So Lucy Sheeb was talking about how the potential with Shibarium, to burn 5 trillion tokens a month if we get, the I'm not sure what her estimation was, but the number she, rounded out or whatever came out to around 5 trillion or 100 trillion tokens per year. So, I'm hoping that's what we see. That would be super, super bullish. Even if we could just knock off 5 trillion a month, which that's a big number. That's a very, very big number. Don't think that's a small amount. That's a ridiculous amount of tokens that would have to be burned. But that would really, fire the Sheep army up and get everybody excited. And we'll really start to see that circulating supply decrease. But Essence says, that's right, Billy Lowe. Harlan says, sheesh. Catch Cat says, sub December. Appreciate you pulling up on this, man. Essence says, was that 2011? So yeah, that was 2009, 2010-ish. Crypto Home said, I wonder what the next Bitcoin will be. My bet is Q&T. They are involved in upcoming CBDCs and solving interoperability. It's possible, man. Hey, do y'all due diligence on Q&T? Shout out to Kamal Deep. He says, when Shibarium launch, bro? I think between August 13th and August 16th. That's going to be during the Blockchain Futures Conference, but I'm not sure which day they're going to actually roll it out. But Shiba Inu is the main sponsor of it, so it might roll out on the first day. Mr. Hass says, have a great one, everyone. Can't hear him. I don't know why you can't hear me, bro. Hopefully it kicked back in. But oh, you're talking about the video I was playing. That's probably what it was. But Fajita says, smash that like button, people. Salute. Shout out to Fajita. Chief Numerous says, thoughts on Paul Chain and Dogpad. I got to do my due diligence on them again lately. I ain't been doing my homework on Paul Chain or Dogpad lately. So I got to, do some homework. Then I could give you my opinion. But Ken Rose said, December was good. Salute to Ken Rose. Appreciate you pulling up on this. Shout out to apparently Vote. Got my Vote army in the building, man. Finally, some lightning bolts, man. Drop some lightning bolts if you're in the Vote army. We need some lightning bolts. Ken Rose says, Elmo stays burning 10% on every sale. She might burn X, maybe. December, what's your thoughts on Elmo? So we did review Elmo token on the channel, I believe. We talked about that in one of the live streams or on the channel, so check that out. But yeah, I liked the burn rate on Elmo. I liked it. I just didn't, I wanted to see more volume coming from the project itself. Let's take a look real quick. See, right now the volume in the last 24 hours only 16,000. So it's showing that it's not a lot of strength there for or excitement there from the community on this project here. Now chart still doesn't look too bad. This is a good area to possibly grab some, especially if the community gets excited again. But just right now, I don't feel it has the hype I would like it to see. Shout out to Nunya, says connecting the dots with December. Salute, man. That sounds like a show name. We might have to come out with a show called that. Crypto Chevy said, can't wait for the for Bone to go parabolic. Shout out to Ken Rowe dropping those Volt lightning bolts, man. Shout out to Samuel Sloth, a part of the Volt Inu army as well, man. Dropping those Volt lightning bolts. Shout out to apparently Volt dropping it as well. December, much love. Salute, man. Appreciate all y'all. Shout out to Essence as well, dropping those Volt lightning bolts. And then Cash dropping the bones and the fire emoji. Salute. Then Isaac said, buy Bone and use it for purchasing power into Launchpad ICOs. So think about it. What he's saying is grab some Bone token, the gas token of Shiba Inu, and you'll be able to load up and participate in a lot of the initial coin offerings that may come from Shibarium or these new projects that are trying to launch on it. So yeah, that's not a bad idea, man. And then shout out to PD man again, coming through with another super chat. Salute, bro. I appreciate that. He says, I want to see Volt and Shibarium for the biggest burn ever. I wonder what Volt plans on doing, with the launch of Shibarium. I wonder is Volt gonna have some type of rollout around that, or some type of new utility or development to go hand in hand with it, or possibly build something on top of Shibarium. I wonder if Atoshi's thinking about doing that. I might have to ask. But shout out to Danine Stranchin. Says, what's up, Marco? Salute, bro. Appreciate you pulling up on us. This one was a fire stream, man. We went over a lot of information. This one is jam-packed. So make sure if you missed this one or you just tuning in right now, you definitely go back to the beginning of this one. Shout out to Samuel. He said, Enus unite. Salute. Shout out to all the Enu armies. But yeah, that's all we got for this stream, man. We've been streaming for an hour, so we're going to wrap this one up. But yeah, I appreciate every last one of y'all pulling up on the stream, man. Make sure you share this video. Share this with somebody. This one video alone has so much information in it that, a person you're sharing it with, may come out the other side of this video a better informed investor. So, share it with the family, the friends, people you want to know more about cryptocurrency, and people you just want to be possibly informed, or just share it out there, and whoever it's meant for, they'll find it. But again, appreciate y'all for pulling up. I'm December DeMarco, and we are out.